Blackburn
Enterprises.
The Shy.
I had mixed feelings about The Shy this season.
So The Shy is, it's really hard to explain that show because it's just different storylines that they all kind of intertwine with each other. But that changed this season because the main character, which they all kind of connected through, was removed from the show.
I think season 3 of The Shy was terrible because it didn't really have a lot of moments where it was like, ooh, I'm excited to know what's gonna happen on the next episode at all.
I guess it wasn't really trash, but it was trash.
This is season 3, right?
I believe it's season 3. Interesting season.
Interesting season, to say the least.
I didn't feel entertained by the show, to be honest. Even though it did touch on some serious topics. However, it just wasn't attention drawing at all.
It's hard to say. I love The Shy, okay? And I feel a little lost without Brandon.
I don't see them other, I don't know, I could be wrong. I don't see those other characters really carrying the show. Now,
Thing now. Just kill off the main character.
Well, he was killed off. He just randomly had a funeral. But and they were like, here's the first episode, he's dead. So yeah, it's a pretty, this season they connecting the characters was a little bit more difficult.
And they kind of just like left you guessing about Brandon. You know, they didn't show anything. They kind of just, you know, you didn't really know. So
the biggest plot of them all was Keisha being kidnapped. This season. Keisha was black. She was about to graduate, actually. So Keisha's about to graduate high school. She's gotten this track scholarship that she really doesn't want to take because she's doesn't want to leave. She's pretty okay with just, you know, finding a normal Dollar General job, being a baby mama. That's what she's fine with. So,
finding Keisha.
Hey, finding Keisha.
Finding Keisha is a plot point.
Keisha was lost.
Keisha was lost.
She was.
So, she gets kidnapped. So
wait, she get kidnapped, but she know how to run, and she black.
Yes, so she's actually going to go meet up with her drug dealer boyfriend. I can't remember the gang's name. Oh, but Jake is cool with that crew or whatever. So she's going to go see this drug dealer boyfriend, and she's by herself, and you know, she's dressed real, you know, sexy, not how she's supposed to be dressed at a bus stop late at night.
I just really was taken away by the fact that the girl who got snatched, the track star, was like in the neighborhood the whole time.
Keisha.
Getting raped by the crazy guy. Like, who was he? He even put money in the tip jar to find her. Like, oh, I just couldn't imagine like being in that kind of situation in somebody's basement, just at their disposal.
Keisha got kidnapped, and for the longest it was just like, what happened to her? We didn't know if she was alive, dead, or what happened. And then they proceeded to then show that she was still alive.
I like how they showed Keisha too, because I do know I really followed the Kanika Jenkins story in Chicago, and just made me think of that when, you know, she was missing.
They found another black girl in some grassland, just laying there. Like, it happens, and it was by the hands of the other guy. You know, so it was crazy. The Shy has definitely brought forth a lot of things that happen.
But that's the biggest thing ever. She gets kidnapped, which is very true in real life. They're snatching up these little black girls and nobody cares, which is also a part of the storyline. Nobody's looking for her. So
the whole dynamic of having to wanted getting pregnant. Do she want to keep the child, or not about her being raped and mishandled and all that stuff?
I like that they actually portray a light on Black girls being taken, and that those things are not being taken seriously in Black communities about missing young Black children or even Black people. It's just not being taken as a serious thing.
Even though her story was kind of like, she still had the role of that strong, I'm gonna find my way to get out of this.
I think the biggest thing though is Keisha getting raped and kidnapped and what it did to that family. Like you seen the effect on everybody. Was probably the biggest thing.
I also actually liked that the kidnapper was a Black man. I do, because that's just as real. And it made me think of the case actually recently. I can't remember her name, and I actually do remember it, but I'm gonna butcher it if I say it. So in order to respect her and her family, I'm not gonna butcher her name. But it was like Ola, and she was kidnapped by a Black man while fighting for equality for Black people and justice, to make sure we're respected. She was kidnapped and murdered by a Black man.
The dynamic between the brother and the sister after she returned home, it was confusing, because I don't think that was a reaction that a kid would actually have, especially their older sibling being gone. And although he didn't know the whole story, he's seen enough to where he could at least empathize with her situation.
Lena Waite.
Lena, right? Lena.
What's her name, Josh?
I don't know what her name is, apparently.
Lena Waite.
Lena Waite.
I disliked Lena Waite's just intro. I think it was so random. It was really just, I guess, giving Duda more of a spotlight, since Reg was killed off and we kind of wanted to know what's going on with Jake, what's going on with Duda, stuff like that. But it was just really random to me. Like, it's just this random new politician is showing up and she's just super gung-ho about getting all into Duda's business and all that stuff. So
I'm really confused on the politician situation with the drug dealer once again. Here we are. We got the gangster in politics.
Kind of how Jake realizing Duda really using him and not really caring for him.
I definitely dislike the gangster guy. What's his name? Duda, yeah. I just don't like him. I get he got money, but he's an old snake in the grass, you know what I'm saying? He ain't no better than all these other people on the other side of the spectrum that try to manipulate Black folks.
Got the three boys. We got Papa
and
Kevin,
and
Jake.
Yeah.
My least favorite would have to be Kevin, only because his mind is not even, it's completely in the gutters. Like, there's nothing that he did that was great or spectacular or anything like that. So yeah.
I like the little chubby kid. What's his name? Papa. I love Papa. Papa got his mind together. He even tried to get his daddy together, even though his daddy in turn got him together. He like, aren't we supposed to provide money for the good? And he was right, you know what I'm saying?
I like Jake. Papa brings some comic relief.
I love Papa. His whole dynamic, the way that he wants to respect women, his relationship with the one that liked the other kid at first. What's his name? I don't remember her name. Maisha. You got a good one, girl. He stopped and got you a breakfast sandwich before school. He's a keeper. He get you a breakfast sandwich before school. I'm just saying.
I would say it's almost like a coming of age.
Yeah.
If you look at all the teenagers and everything that they go through, a lot of them, they're going through things, and they go from boys to almost boys to men. So that growing up story.
Emmett is a cook. He used to work with Brandon, but Brandon's dead, so he takes over, and his storyline is he's just trying to work it out with his baby mama, but also his best friend, who is Keisha, who he also used to mess around with and cheat on his baby mamas with, is now kidnapped. So he's trying to help find this other girl that he also loves and make sure she's okay. But I love Jacob Latimore, so I would let him play me too, because he's he's like,
God couldn't play me.
Emma getting a shot with the restaurant. Him and Lala character, and him actually showing some initiative and responsibility, because you know him, that ain't always been his strong point.
Jacob Latimore, I like to see the growth in him. You know what I'm saying? Him growing as a businessman. He was trying to lie at first, you know, buying other people's food and just threw it together for the baby shower.
He's working with Lala, who is on this show this season, because they just decided they want to put Lala on the show. No offense to Lala, she's...
Let me see your... I heard about you. I was like, what? Lala, where is Carmelo? Carmelo, where is he at? You done let Tommy and Jacob Latimore come through? Okay.
And then Kandi.
Kandi. It's like Kandi.
Yeah, Kandi from Escape.
Yeah.
She was on there.
Kandi was on
season.
there.
Yeah.
Kandi actually did really great. It made you kind of, you didn't think that was just, it was Kandi. You know it was Kandi, but you didn't think about her in other realms of what you think about her. So.
And I ain't gonna lie, it was a real shocker seeing Kandi come through. I did not know she was gonna be a part of the show. But I like her, you know, I'm gonna back you up kind of demeanor or whatever.
Ronnie.
Yes,
I miss us with Ronnie.
Ronnie is a good character.
I really miss with Ronnie. Ronnie's a good character.
Yeah, he is.
They used Ronnie and they turned his character around, because in the first season you would believe that he wasn't a good man, but they really took their time with his character. I feel like that was the best thing that they had ever done.
When Ronnie comes into play, his storyline is he actually finds Keisha. I'm so sorry, spoiler alerts if you have not watched this.
Because you can't.
Keisha is found by Ronnie, who is a alcoholic.
Ronnie's character and what he goes through with alcoholism and all that. I love that about that particular character.
It's a homeless alcoholic who owed it. Felt like it was his God-given duty to find this kidnapped black girl who they're not searching for, and he finds her.
Ronnie as well, only because he not only made the effort to prove to himself that he was a good man, but his grandmother before she passed away. Like,
one thing I did like about it, Miss Ethel, when she went to the club she owned, and she, you know, and that was kind of dope. She kind of went out how she wanted to go out. That's what that scene in that episode kind of said to me. That was dope.
Intrigue, you know, this could be super biased because I totally misread. I wish they wouldn't have killed him off. I cried. So I cried when he died.
I thought he brought a really cool kind of swag to the show, which is why I don't like his boss. What's his name again? Doodah, yeah.
I love Trig though. I love Luke James, the actual actor who plays him. He's really talented. I think that was super interesting to see. Now, the whole situation of coming to terms with his own sexuality and stuff like that, I think is super big to highlight in the community. There are a lot of men on these streets that are like, you know, hardcore, that you would think, you know, wouldn't be interested like that, and they are, and they try to keep it down low, they try to keep it hidden, which is just, you know, not good for the soul.
It wasn't so much of a dislike, but again, kind of why we get forced with Trig character and the trans. And I wasn't really feeling that. Don't at me.
That's also really good, because that's sort of like Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, it was. But how they introduced it was so weird. How they introduced his relationship was just so weird. They were just like, he's at a gay bar, and we're just kind of left to figure out why is he at a gay bar?
Did you understand?
What's going on? You know, he's at a gay bar, someone gay is hitting on him, and he's getting offended. I'm really confused right now.
The whole dynamic black man dating somebody
Transgender.
that's somebody that's transgender.
Yeah.
So I think this was the first show
That actually talked about that.
Yeah.
And showed the dynamics between that.
Yeah.
But I do like that my boo who is on Star, what's his name? Luke. Hey Luke. Yeah. I like his character, but is the girlfriend a girlfriend or is she a friend that's a girl?
I like that they showed the mom getting married, and she was also getting married as a lesbian. She was married to a woman, so I love that. I love that they're shining light on that.
Oh yeah.
Can't think of his name. Brian? No.
Oh.
I can think of his name, but everything that happened with him, that put them in a bad place. So wherever, Brandon.
Name. I knew someone would be Brandon,
yeah,
not
Brandon.
Brian.
So wherever the season was going to go with Brandon, obviously when he got dismissed from the show, they had to come up with something totally different. And I'm assuming they didn't have a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
However, a lot of things seemed forced.
It was missing the plot because we didn't find out what happened to Brandon. Let's go there.
A lot of plot lines that didn't make sense. I feel like if they would have took their time, it would have made more sense.
Like I said, I wish I would have had a little bit more into Brandon's story. Wow, you know what I'm saying? What a marriage had happened.
I feel like she didn't respect the viewer, especially those diehard fans.
Yeah.
If you watch the first 2 seasons and then you watch this season, and then if Brandon disappears, fine. But everything that happened with Brandon, like Jerica, what happened to Jerica? She's gone. What happened to Brandon?
Yeah.
What happened to Brandon's mom? You know what I'm saying? What happened to Brandon's mom's boyfriend?
Like,
what happened to the cops? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That what happened to that situation?
Some stuff was like, what? I don't understand.
Man, if I'm talking about the show in general, it would actually probably be placed higher on my list. But if we're just talking about this season, this wasn't the best.
I think it's 10. I think it's 10, honestly.
Like it's number 10, but that's more honorable mention. Shy's gonna be number 10.
I'm gonna go with 8. I don't know why. It's gonna go with 8.
Oh, I love the Shy. Everybody top 5.
I personally think it should be at the bottom, but knowing that my favorite was not at the top, it had to be like number 5 or something like that.
I'm gonna say 10 just based off of the hype because I never.
I wouldn't get a 10.
But that's 10 is the lowest, right?
I think it's like 3 or 4.
I'll give it like an 8.
I'm gonna say 10 because I didn't hear much about it.
So it's not a bad place.
9's not a bad place. At least it made the top 10. Is not an honorable mention.
Right.
Like my show Black AF.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What? How? Okay. Alright, I guess.
That's good.
So
yeah.
You can't be too mad at 9. You know what I'm saying?
It's fine.
It's better than 10, I guess.
It is, yeah.
Listen, we're getting right there.
Where's my prize?
We don't have a talk show at this point in time. What's the lottery right now? How much is that going for? Because at this point, I'm winning. I just need some numbers.